Hey, this is Ramon Ray with SmartHustle.com. We're at Icon 17, Infusionsoft's big user conference, and I think a big digital marketing conference here in Phoenix, Arizona, with Ryan Deiss. Ryan, who do you work with? And tell us a little bit about your company and what you do for those who may not know.
Yeah, my company's digitalmarketer.com. We do training and certification to small, mid-size businesses on digital marketing.
And as we talked before, Ryan, there's a lot we can talk about today.
Yep.
Today I want to talk about sort of building a team, but really the broader question is, and we'll see where this goes, how to get to the next level. Not how to start, but those of us who are in the hustle, we built businesses to a few 100,000, maybe even 1 million. How do you grow that? Are there any tactics or pillars that you say, Ramon, if you want to grow, here's what you have to do? What comes to your mind?
Well, I mean, the single greatest leverage point in any business is a well-trained, well-equipped human with a lot of give a damn. Right, and I know for me, like the difference from going to $100,000 a year to $1 million, I was able to do that on my own, a couple million. To really grow beyond that, you got to have a great team around you. You got to have good people, and you have to have people, not just an executive assistant or somebody who's going and checking the mail or customer support. You have to have really talented people who wake up every morning and show up thinking just like you think, which is how can I grow my company? And so it's a hard thing to build, especially if you're good at it. Because you feel like no one could ever do this as well as you, but that's the trick, right? That's what we have to do.
We heard that in a session earlier, I can't forget what it was, but about sales. Very similar principle. He was saying if you want to succeed in hiring your sales team, the person you're hiring, maybe you've heard the analogy, can't be the lion who's in the zoo waiting to be fed, but they have to be hunters. That kind of makes sense, the person you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big part of it. I think the big mistake that especially entrepreneurs make is they want to try to find somebody who's like them or better, and they've heard, like they believe. I think good entrepreneurs, successful people believe that they should hire somebody smarter, better than them. But we have a hard time. This isn't arrogance, right? If you're an entrepreneur and you've experienced some success, you're good. You're way above average. You're extraordinary. And so the fact that you're going to come and find somebody just like you to come work for you, it's probably not going to happen. So you have to accept that reality, but I'm not telling people to accept it, you got to hire somebody who's not quite as good as you. What I'm saying is you have to think about all the things that you do on a given basis and say, okay, can I find someone who does this one thing better than I do? I'm great at it. So maybe it's like, I remember for me, it was getting in there and buying like traffic, right? Buying Facebook ads, setting up Google campaigns. I was good at it. When it was just me, I had to be, right? But I remember we brought on Molly Pittman, who's our VP of Marketing and Acquisitions. When she joined the team and began doing this, it was clear within a fairly short period of time, she's better at this than I am.
And that's what you want.
Yeah. She's not better at everything. Russ Hindenberry, who's our editorial director, he's way better at content marketing than I am. Now, I'm better at all the other things collectively, but that's the trick. You've got to go in and say, what are the things that I do that drive growth? How can I find somebody to do one of these things that can do it at least as well as I do?
And what about the aspect of blending the hires now to systems? I assume systems is important. We've heard this quite a bit at Icon, systems, even before you do digital marketing strategies. Is there a relation there? And if so, can you talk about that a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's almost cruel to hire somebody for a role where you can't tell them, here's what you're going to be doing and here's what success looks like. Unless you're an entrepreneur and you're hiring a bookkeeper, right? They should bring in accounting systems. But so you just have to decide from the beginning, am I bringing someone in who I fully expect? It's up to them to bring systems with them. If that's the case, that's fine. If you're hiring for something that you don't know how to do internally, then that's fine. You just got to make that clear. You got to make that clear in the job hunt. You got to make it clear in the interview. Say, look, we don't know how to do this thing. That's why I'm talking to you. So if you're going to walk in the door expecting, to be handed an instruction manual, it's not going to happen, right? If you make that clear in the hiring process and you're talking to people who have already built those kind of things and have that experience, and that's great, right? We did this when we were building our sales team, right? Marcus Murphy, our director of monetization, came over and was like, dude, I've never done this before. So you better know how to do this and bring some stuff. But he knew that going into it. I think what a lot of people do is they come in and they expect someone to show up and know how to do it. Exactly how they want it done, and that's just not fair.
The danger,
right? It's not fair. It's just mean to do that to another. They don't know how you're doing it. So if you're going to hire somebody to execute what you know how to do really well, and in a way that you want to see it done, you have to systemize. You have to.
And last question is, can you share with us any overall, it's a broad question, any mistakes you've made? I'm just curious, anything that you can think of, man, Ramon, I screwed this up, I did this wrong, here's what I did wrong, here's what I can prevent others from doing that mistake. Anything come to mind, either in hiring or in general? I'm sure it's been quite a bit.
We could have done an entire talk just on this one, right?
Know.
For like a year and a half, I didn't pay taxes. That was a big mistake. I didn't know you were supposed to. I didn't understand how that worked, right? When you're an entrepreneur, you've got to figure this thing out.
Or you want the money until you have to pay, and then the IRS tells you,
I didn't know I had to pay taxes on it if I spent it. But anyway, so that was a big mistake, and that got me in a giant, like, $250,000 hole. But, the one that I continually repeat, a mistake that I see myself making again and again and again, so I'm talking to me right now as much as I am, you guys, right? It's getting product-centric in our business model. So going out there and saying, all right, this is our product, and defining our business based on the product that we sell, that's not how it works if you want long-term success, right? And I've seen this happen with a lot of people. They've come out with a hit product, and then that's as far as it gets. And it's kind of like the one-hit wonder, musician, right? The same thing happens with entrepreneurs. What you have to do is you have to make the pivot from your business being about the product that you sell or the way that you sell it. Because a lot of people become successful in business because they find a little hack, a little niche that makes them able to, like, dominate Amazon or find this little pocket in Facebook or Google. Don't define your business by the product you sell or the way you sell it. Define your business by the market that you serve. When I'm making a mistake, when we're going down the wrong track, it's when I'm deciding that my product is my business. A product is not a business make. People, customers, clients, they're what make your business. Fall in love with them. Be loyal to them. Don't fall in love with your own products and your own ideas. And if they decide that they don't like, what you're cooking anymore, then cook them something different. Right? It's as simple as that. Just make them something different. It's a mistake that I make, though. It's hard. It's hard. When you create these things,
know it, though.
when you create these things and you work so hard, it's hard not to fall in love with their ideas.
Now, Ryan, that's been amazing. And one more time, what's a website? I assume maybe your own, but there's maybe another website you want people to go to find more about you and what you're doing. Those who want to learn what you're doing, where should they go to?
Yeah, check out, again, digitalmarketer.com. We got a link at the top that says blog. You can get a bunch of free content. We got a podcast that is phenomenal that you should subscribe to. But yeah, just go check it out. We got a lot of free stuff.
Again, Ryan Deiss, we're at Icon 17. Thank you very much for your time. And I'm Ramon Ray with Smart Hustle Magazine.